you need to get this ebook. It's going to pretty much give you the groundwork in starting your business. I'm also working on an update right now for the ebook to kind of give you more insight. That'll probably be released closer to tax season because I want to wait till more updates come in. But the Ultimate Tax Boss Startup Guide, it will help you do what needs to be done. It's going to give what needs to give, okay? Hey my loves, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, Life in the Cash Lane. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like videos about finance, fashion, lifestyle, all things cash, because ultimately we are living life in the cash lane. But most importantly, I talk about hustle, okay? I talk about what I'm passionate about here, which is my six-figure side hustle turned career path, being a tax professional. So if you want to hear about those type of things and see these type of videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button at the end. And again, guys, thank you for being here. Today, we will be discussing chapter 7 in the ebook, okay? Let me just make sure. I am on, yes, chapter 7, okay? The bank product, all right? So, we have discussed pretty much all the things, all the tools that I have put into the Ultimate Startup Guide toolbox, okay? If you don't know what that is yet, it is an ebook that I wrote, and it gives you specifics about getting started in the tax industry, the recession-proof, lucrative, seasonal tax industry, okay? I've told y'all my story 1,000 times, but today we are going to talk about a bank product, okay? And how it can be a good fit for your business, okay? Do y'all like the specs, by the way? Yeah, okay. Your girl can see now. But yes, so ultimately, you have to decide what type of business you plan on running to really see if adding a bank product is a good fit for your clientele. In my personal experience, it is one of the natural wonders of the tax industry, okay? Because having a bank product allows you to be able to render a service to your clients without any fees up front, okay? Now I know what you're thinking. Who doesn't want to have their fees paid up front? But you just have to remember the type of clientele that you're dealing with. In my experience, my clientele, they don't have 300 to 400 in early January, right after the holiday season, to pay for tax preparation. And as long as they're receiving a tax refund, you can offer them a bank product. Okay, and in a nutshell, the bank product allows you to prepare your client's tax returns without any preparation fees up front. And when that client gets paid on their tax refund, you will then receive your fees out of the client's refund check. Okay. Now, you don't touch any of this money. You don't make the transaction. The bank does all the hard work for you. So for me, it is a good fit for my business. On the flip side, after peak season, when I'm getting all of my business clients or my, middle class who don't get a lot back, but they need to file their taxes, obviously, and there may not be enough money that the client is receiving in order to take the fees out of the tax refund, okay? In those instances, your clients do have to pay up front. But in most cases, especially during the peak season, when the majority of your clients, depending on, again, the type of business you run, but we do a big portion of our clientele do receive tax refunds, so it works for us, okay? So what I want to do, because I have my notes, because I don't like to leave anything out, and I get so busy talking that sometimes after the video, when I'm editing, I'm like, dang, I should have said that. So I have my notes here. So first and foremost, when you are thinking about offering bank product services to your customers, again, you have to make sure it is a right fit for your business. I will say there's a very small percentage. I think the FDIC, back when I did the research, said that less than 6% of American households even have bank accounts. So sometimes this is a better option for your client because it allows them to get their tax return back electronically, which is quicker when you e-file, and it goes through the tax bank. They separate the preparer's fees from the tax refund, and then you issue your client their refund check and the bank issues you your fees. It is very, very seamless, but I do want to give you exact definitions of what a bank product is. So again, in a nutshell, it allows you to render services to your client without any payment up front, and you're compensated after the Internal Revenue and the Department of Treasury funds that client's tax return, okay? But tax banks are software solutions that facilitate fee payments without requiring a client to have an account, okay? So again, tax banks are software solutions. So you have to have a software, you have to have professional software, you have to have an EFIN to qualify. But they're software solutions that facilitate fee payments without the client having to have an account. Okay, so as the ERO, you set up the account with the bank. So you're solely responsible for securing those, making sure everything is done correctly, okay? Everything down from the tax preparation process to the client getting funded, all right? So you have to definitely be in your business, okay? Making sure everything runs smoothly. But these financial products were created specifically for tax preparation and refund services. So having a bank product is not like having a Bank of America, those type of banks that are on every corner, or Wells Fargo. It's completely different. It's not for consumers. It's specifically for tax preparation and refund services, all right? So like I said earlier, if your client is not getting a refund, the bank product will not benefit them. If they are, then you can get your fees from your client's refund, which will ultimately allow you to prepare more tax returns, okay? And honestly, I've been using a bank product ever since I've been in business, and you'll probably have less than 10% of people, if you're doing your job right, that happen to not get paid and you won't get your fees. And a lot of times it's due to, think they may owe, a government agency or something like that personal that prevented them from getting your fees. Ultimately, they still owe you. So the good thing about the bank that I use, Santa Barbara, they even have a collection service that they introduced a few years ago. So they'll help you get your fees in the summer, from a client that may not have came back through the bank product due to personal reasons like them owing or having a balance due with the government agency. All right. So most bank products that you offer to your client all work the same. Obviously, there's a fee to use it depending on what bank you go with, but they're going to want to get, their fees for doing all that hard work for you on the back end. But you ultimately have several banks to choose from. To name a few, TPG, you got Republic. I have personally used TPG for years, and I'm a creature of habit. I like to stick with what I know. But I've heard good things about Republic. I really have. So how you can offer bank products, obviously you have to be an e-file provider. So you can't just be a tax professional. You have to have taken that extra step and applied for your EFIN, been approved as an e-file provider, okay? If you need to know more about how to do that, go back and check out some of my previous videos. I believe it's chapter 5 we spoke about that. And it's obviously in the Ultimate Tax Boss Startup Guide, and I also have a bundle going right now that you can get the EFIN guide for free that kind of gives you details about how to apply and how to go about doing that. So first and foremost, you have to be an authorized e-file provider, or you have to be working for someone as a preparer that is an e-file provider to be able to provide this type of service to your clients, okay? Next, you have to have obviously a professional software, okay? A lot of times, the software company, once you choose what software company you're gonna go with, they help you get the bank products set up depending on your needs. Obviously, if you already know which bank you're gonna go with, you just give them that information and they kind of seal the deal for you, okay? So offering bank products to your tax clients, it can be super beneficial to the both of you, okay? What I like, is that it allows you to be able to offer refund advances to your clients as well. Now, depending on your history with your bank, everybody is not eligible to offer these refund advance products to their clients. But I've been able to offer them from the second year that I've been in business, okay? A lot of times when your first year, unless you're working under somebody, they want you to kind of get some returns under your belt because you have to have a certain percentage of your tax returns funded before they'll approve you to offer refund advance products, which ultimately they just want to make sure that you're doing good business and they'll be able to get their money back from your clients in the event they advance them $1,000, $3,500, $5,000, $7,500 on their tax return. So essentially, you have a client, they come in, they're getting back $8,000 in a refund. If the client wants to have a refund advance loan, you can apply for that through your client's tax return. Like, you just opt them in and the bank ultimately decides if that client qualifies. And I've seen people get approved for $7,500, $3,500, $2,000, $5,000. So it just depends on the bank that you're dealing with, okay? So obviously there are fees that apply to the customer if they choose to go this route, but it can be a real way to build your clientele. Because remember, guys, tax season comes right after the holiday, right? Most families, especially families that are getting earned income credit, families that are due a refund, they live check to check, month to month most times. So they've spent all of their money around Christmas times providing for their family. So when we open our doors January the 2nd, if they're fully ready to file and they have all the documentation they need to file their tax return, they could possibly be approved for a tax loan and get that money within 24 to 48 hours. So if you're able to provide these services, it could give you a leg up on the competition. I will say, when people don't get approved, child, they be, ooh, honey. So it could be... it could mean more work for you as well, kind of damage control, kind of explain to people why they didn't get approved, because ultimately it's not your decision. The bank decides once we submit the tax return. But it could ultimately give you a leg up on your competition, right? So, but here are some of the benefits that I took down that could really benefit your clientele, especially when you're new in this industry, okay? It allows your client, again, to get their fast tax refund electronically without having to pay you up front. It allows you to give your clients options, okay? It allows you to give them the option to apply for a refund advance loan, to kind of put some money in their pockets until the rest of their tax return is funded. And a lot of times these days, we don't get funding until mid-March. So it could be a while before your clients are getting funded, depending on when they're filing. But in that peak season, those early filers, those people, it's going to be March or so before they get paid. So this could ultimately help your clients out a lot, okay? So, offering a bank product also allows you to help individuals who may not have a bank, because they have options like the green dot cards that you can give your client, and they can have their tax return loaded onto that card. Okay, so if your clients are one of those 6% or one of those people that don't have a bank account, this could actually help them when they are issued a bank card from you once you process their tax return. A lot of times it's green dot, depending on who you deal with. Okay, so as a professional, the benefits for you, which is why you're here, is you're going to receive payments for your services quickly. Okay, as soon as the Department of Treasury funds that tax return, the bank separates your fees, you get your fees, and then they'll send you your clients' checks to either print, or if you're a virtual business like us and most of your people get direct deposit, it'll go directly into their account. Or if they've chosen to get a debit card from you free of charge, other than the fees they'll have to pay from using the card, their tax return will be loaded onto that card. Okay, it's easy and it will attract you more customers, because ultimately, who don't want an advance loan if they're going to have to wait 2 months on their taxes? Okay, so that could give you a leg up on your business. It could help you expand your services, and to me, it allows you to kind of build, and this is a personal I feel this way. This is a personal feeling, but to me, it allows you to build trust in your clients. Because if you're new to the business, you prepare your client's tax return, you're saying, hey, you know what? I guarantee my services, okay? So you're going to get paid. You're going to get a refund. So what I'll do, I'll wait on my fees until you're funded, if that makes you feel more comfortable, okay? I will say this, guys. I have a lot of customers that pay up front as well. Who doesn't want to be paid up front? I mean, obviously, it's better for you. But 95% of my clients do use bank products, a guesstimate. I mean, the majority of my client, even if they have the money, they'll say, take it out of my refund. You know, it's just easier. It's better. And depending on what level you are in your business, the bank will sometimes front you those fees. So if you're starting your business, you know, sometimes money is tight in those early months of the tax season. You're doing all this work and you're not getting paid until, you know, end of February, mid-March. So what your bank will do, they'll say, okay, hey, Kassie, you submitted 100 tax returns. You've collected $50,000 in fees. We're going to advance you 10,000 of those fees, which means they'll go ahead and pay me on those customers that haven't been paid. And if you're a businesswoman like me, I'm recycling that money back into my business, giving incentives to my tax preparers to do more returns. I'm paying for more advertising. You know, I may hire someone that I may need to pay that I didn't have the money to pay before. Now, obviously, when the bank advances you as the tax pro your fees, on that first big drop that you get, which is, you know, usually mid-March, they'll go ahead and take back the money they advanced you. But hey, that's just how the business works. And usually the percentage that they charge you for the advances aren't very high. Okay, so I suggest you guys, first of all, so get that ebook, download our free guides that are on my website, kassieroyal.com. I'll put it here. Also, we have software packages. We have mentorship programs. Don't forget to check us out on refund1taxgroup.com, guys. But right now, we're about 5 months out of tax season, okay? I just put that countdown on my Instagram. Now is the time for you to start deciding how you want to run your business. If you've been thinking about getting into this business, it's time to decide. If you're working for someone else in the tax business, boo, it's time for you to kind of go out on your own and make more money, okay? But ultimately, there are steps that you're going to have to take to get where you need to be. And you don't want to be scrambling to do this stuff in October, November, December, because in those months, you should already be trained. You should be focusing on learning the software. You should be focusing on building your clientele. You should be focusing on strategizing for the upcoming tax season, okay? So don't procrastinate. And if you were up to me and you're usually, most of the time, you're here for my advice, I would suggest using a bank product. But ultimately, you have to decide what's best for your business. You may have a lot of friends that are business owners or upper class or the top 10% rich people. They're not going to benefit from a bank product because they're going to have to pay their fees up front regardless because they're in the red. They don't have a refund due. But if you're the type of business like myself, that we do majority earned income credit clients, clients that are receiving a tax refund, clients that are, middle class, working individuals. Those type of people will benefit from using this service. Guys, I love you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, comment, because it allows me to reach more people and ultimately teach more people what I have to teach. So I love you for being here. Thank you for it. It really means a lot. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, leave it in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them as quickly as possible. Until next time, guys, live life in the cash lane and do what you got to do to get your business up and running. Stop waiting. Stop procrastinating. The time is now. Love you.